So congratulations. You've come to a point where you have already received a phone call from a property owner. You have already talked to the owner. You went to see the house or the condo or whatever it is. You had some kind of a relationship building activity with that individual, and now you are at a point where you need to send that person an offer. Well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to make sure that you don't end up paying too much for the property or offering too much where you're unable to wholesale the contract because the numbers are off? Well, that's where comps come in. You see, you have to look at what other properties are selling for in the area, but more importantly, what other properties have sold for in the area to see what the value of the property that you're looking at is worth. And it's also very important not only just to look at the numbers, but make sure that the number of bedrooms are the same, the number of bathrooms are the same, the square footage is within maybe 200 of a range within, from the subject property. And you also want to look at the comps too. Drive by the other houses that have recently sold so you can get a good idea as to how similar it is from the one that you saw. I can't tell you how many times people have made mistakes because they relied solely on the numbers. Whereas if you were to go and drive by and look at the houses, then you'd know, is this house really comparable or not? Because there could be homes that have the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms and a similar square footage, but a completely different architectural style. Could be that the house that you're looking at is made of wood, and the comparable that you're comparing it to is made out of concrete. Maybe the one that you have does not have a chimney or pool, and the one that you are comparing in a comparable has a chimney and a pool, and maybe it's on the lake. So you don't want to base that off of your research. Make sure that the comparables are similar as much as possible. And then, once you have that, you want to take into account how much money it's going to take to repair your subject property and, bring it back to a point where it's acceptable. So, after you determine the true value, the after repair value, you then want to subtract what you think it'll take to fix it up. And then from there you want to subtract the amount of money that you want to make on the deal. And that'll be your offer. Yeah. That's it. Especially if you yourself are going to buy this house, you want to make sure you have equity in there. Equity and room for the repair costs. Sometimes you can get away with signing into a contract a little bit too close to retail, but then wholesaling it over to a retail cash buyer. So, that's something that could happen. But, if you're in this game to make some real money, I suggest buying it where there's enough room for rehab and equity for the next guy, and for you if you're interested in doing the deal. What else can I say about comps? I do recommend going to a variety of websites, do your research, see what's out there, see what's reliable. You can go look at Realtor.com, you can look at Zillow, Redfin, and there are a few other places you can search. If you have a relationship with a realtor, then, by all means, you can connect with them and, go through the MLS and see what has sold. And then, get a good idea from that as well. So, yeah, that's basically it as far as pulling comparables. I think I've went over the basics. But there's obviously more to it than just that. If you want to learn how to do it step by step and go in depth with how to pull comparables and actually do it hands-on with a real property, then get involved. Go to www.prosincome.com, sign up for my free email newsletter, and you'll get over $5,000 worth of free information on how to make money flipping real estate. I do have a coaching and mentorship program, which is the ultimate goal of all this. because I'm looking for deals. I'm looking for sharp people to help me find those deals. And as a result of us working together, then you will eventually learn the business and you can go out there and make money on your own also. So, that is it. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I look forward to seeing you ASAP.